Hello guys, welcome back to another fantastic video. So today we have a weird story. I have not really told anybody about this. I've maybe only told like three people because it kind of scared the crap out of me. Um, but it happened when I was younger, so I'm not really I'm not gonna make a big deal about it because to me, it's not my business. It's not really a big deal, but you know, let's dive into this. So, I think it was seventh grade. I all right. So first of all, you gotta understand how my school is. So, my middle school. I'm in high school now. I'm a freshman, but when I was in seventh grade in middle school, there was like three layers to my building, and I was at the top floor, which was like by the art room slash by the guidance counselor. I don't know how to explain it, but the entire building is like a big L. Like that's yeah, and it's three layers, and then you have like extra little rooms like wood shop, gym, lunchroom. Yeah, like the nurse, and then you have like the music room and band room. So everything else is like an L shape, and then that's like that. Because you have the hallways and you have the classrooms that extend. So I'm at the very top floor and I'm chilling, and I walk by this classroom, and I don't know why, but I'm the type of person that if they don't know like what a class is, they'll go and walk in and be like, hey, what type of class is this? Because I'm in this grade and maybe I'll take it next year. And I look at this guy, and this guy's like he looks like he's 90, and he has his head into a book, like not actually into the book, but he's sitting down in this wheelie chair, spinny chair, and he's looking down at his book, and he has his hand on his chin, and he's leaning over, and he's looking at the book. Next thing you know, like I'm like, "Yo, you alright?" And he doesn't respond. I'm like, "Hey, you okay?" And he doesn't respond. His head like slipped off his hand and smacked into the book, and I started laughing. I was like, "Oh my God, dude, you okay?" And I thought he was asleep. So I pointed out to this girl that's walking by. I don't remember who it was, but I'm like, "Yo, this guy just like slapped his head on the table." And she looks in. She's like, "Oh, okay." Anyways, I'm like, "Hello, you alright?" And I walk in the room, and I'm like, "All right, there's something going on. Like this guy's not responding to me, and you know, I'm not gonna touch a dead body if he did die because this guy looks like he's 90." So I'm like, "What's going on?" So I go to the office and I'm like, "Hey, I was walking by a classroom and I'm pretty sure like this guy just died, and the only reason why I'm chill with it is because he was like 90 and he was gonna die anyways." But I didn't say that out loud. I'm thinking about this and I'm like what just happened? This guy just died in front of me. So next thing I know, the principal starts walking upstairs, and the vice principal walks upstairs with me, and yeah, we walk around this little circle going up the stairs, and we start walking towards the classroom. I'm like, "Yeah, this is the classroom." Vice principal walks over to the desk and puts her two fingers and checks for a pulse, and there's no pulse. So she said, "Go back to your classroom. We're gonna take care of this." Da da da. I said, "Okay." They like sectioned off and quarantined off sections of the building and rerouted students so that they would not be able to see anything that happened. And they called an ambulance because I went into the art room instead of actually going to my wing, which was Sugarloaf. And you have Sugarloaf, Kibby, Cadillac, Kineo, and that's it. And basically, we have teams instead of like, I don't know how everybody else does it, but that's how we had it. So I'm in the art room and I have direct view to the front of the building, and I see the ambulance pull up. I'm like, all right, well, crap's about to go down. They put up like this yellow type tent, almost like something you'd use when you're welding, but there's a darker yellow. And they blocked off every path that they could possibly imagine that would lead up to this area. And I go back to my classroom. It's not a big deal, but what I do know is that after lunch, well, it was like 20 minutes until lunch. I had lunch, and I can remember everything about this day, pretty much everything. And I went back upstairs, and the guy was gone, and there was like no trace of this guy. So I'm like, all right, well, what happened? I go down to the office. I'm like, hey, you're that guy that died. Like, what happened to him? They're like, no guy died. Like, what are you talking about? So I'm like, the old guy that was in this room, and like, oh, that room number, like, we haven't had a teacher in there all day. So I'm like, all right, do what you got to do. I'm not gonna get involved because if they're covering up something, I don't want to be a part of it. Because if they're willing to cover up some 90-year-old guy, I'm wondering what they're gonna do to a kid. Like, I'm not gonna screw with that. Like, I don't want to die. I mean, right now I do, but like back then I didn't want to die. So I'm like, bro, like it's cool. I don't want to know. You do you. A week later, guy's not there. Another week, another week, another week. I've never seen him since. I've never seen that guy since. I swear to God, like two things could have happened. That guy either died or he retired after getting in that ambulance. And I swear to God, like that guy was in an ambulance and he drove off. And that's what I do know. And I know that there's no pulse because they sent me down. They wouldn't send me down if, they'd say, "Oh, he's fine." But they didn't say that. They didn't say anything. They just said, "Go back downstairs and go do your classroom." And I said, "Okay." And yeah, that was it. It wasn't the scariest thing that's ever happened to me in middle school, but still it was pretty like wow. So I'm not kind of scares the crap out of me now thinking about it because it's like, you know, if I post this video in the middle school wants to make a big deal about it, it's like, whoa, man. Like I remember this happening, so like, you know, please don't hurt me, you know? If I go missing, by the way, that's why, I think. Most likely it'd be because of the school. Um, so yeah, that is how and why I think that the middle school covered up a dead body. And yeah, that's pretty much it. That's all I want to say. Uh, please leave a like below, comment below, subscribe, join us in the next video. And if you want to talk about this, you want to message me privately, um, I have an email, kenneth.cook@leakeregionschools.org or kenji.cook2003 @gmail.com. Yeah, so with that, remember,